Hey everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic day. I am recording this video on my second channel, which I'm now calling Develop with Dan. And the idea of this channel is that I'm going to be doing more coding tutorials, and beyond that, even just talking a little bit about my experiences of becoming a full-time developer and starting my own company and all that stuff. And then my other one will have more of my maker type stuff over here at another maker. So really encourage you, ask you please to consider subscribing to this channel. But without further ado, we are going to look at 3 plugins that I've been playing with. And these things are kind of in the alpha beta stage, but I want you to see them because it's way easier to show you in a video than to try to explain it. So the first one I'm going to do is membership. And we're going to go ahead and install membership levels. And while we're here, we can install the payments plugin. And then let's also grab store. So I come in here and grab store and shopping cart. Fantastic. We have all 3 plugins. So the first one that we're going to do is to play around with, let's go to our add-ons, all plugins. Let's play with the membership level first. So I'm going to install it. I'm going to activate it, and now I can come over here to my add-ons and go to membership, and there's a lot going on here. So the first thing is our currency symbol and our currency symbol and the currency code, and then we also have whether or not we want to allow people to mess around with their permission level on their account page. We're going to leave that to off right now. So by default, we don't have any existing plans and we don't have any pricing options. So the first thing we want to do is to add a level. And I use the term plan and level interchangeably. I'll probably be tweaking some of these things, but let's just say I have novice there. So we're going to say basic access. And then we're not going to worry about giving it an icon right now. And I need to scroll left a little bit. And then we're going to say permissions added. Okay, so the reason why we have permissions added blanked out is because at this point we don't have any other permission levels. So if you come to my permission levels, I only have 2, and you can't add or take away admin or user with this thing. So let's go ahead and let's make one called novice, and then we'll go ahead and make one called advanced. All right, let's try that. So now we're going to go back here to the membership. And I noticed I have a stray semicolon here. So we're going to try that again with novice. And we're going to call it basic membership level. And then in that situation, we are going to add permission level 3 if someone were to get this plan. We'll keep it in the default order. And then basically what we could do is if we wanted to, we could run a script in UserC scripts over here. And anytime that when somebody adds this plan or cancels this plan, that it does that script. But we're going to leave that alone for right now, and we're going to fill it out. I guess we do have to put an icon in there. I'm going to put novice.png. I probably won't make that required. I'll update that so that this isn't required, but I'm going to add the level. And so now you can see that I have a permission level. So let's go ahead and add one more just for the heck of it. We'll call it apprentice, and we'll call it, let's see here, for dedicated people only. We're going to give it, it doesn't really matter. And we're going to give them the advanced permission level and the novice permission level if they take this one. And yeah, so we're going to add that one. So now you'll see down here we have 2 permission levels, one called novice, one called apprentice. Now what we have to do is to add some pricing options. And this is how long will somebody have this permission level if they pay. So let's go over here and we're going to do one for the novice, and we're going to say for 30 days you can get that for $30, and we're going to just call that 1 month. And then again we'll add another pricing option, novice, and we'll say 365 days you can get for $100, and we're going to call that 1 year. Okay, so I think you can see what I'm getting at here. I have added 2 permission levels. Let me refresh the page. I've added 2 permission levels here, advanced and novice. And then I've added 2 plans, which are sort of membership levels. We have a novice and an apprentice. and this is what they each do. And then we have these pricing options. And so for the novice plan, you can add 1 month for 30 days or for $30, or you can add 1 year for $100. There's no option to edit that now. So at this point, let's take a look at our account page, and you can see that my membership status is none because I don't have a membership, and I can't really do anything about that from the account page. So if we come back here to the add-on and we go to manage members, the first time we hit this, we're going to be asked to adjust the settings, and it's going to happen on the next one too. And the reason for this is because you can allow people to, other than just super admins, other than just masters, to access this page. But for us, we're just going to do admin, and then what's going to happen is we are going to get that error one more time after I do this. So I come back here and go to manage members, and now I have a list of all my members that I've been playing around with. So I can come in here to, let's take this guy, sample user, and we're going to hit this one more time, and we're going to get that, and boom, boom, and now we'll come back here, and now we can select the level. And again, that is just to add some flexibility on your end so you can decide who can do this managing. So at this point, they don't have an active plan, so we're going to choose one for them. And when you do this from the back end like this, it is your job to deal with payments. We don't deal with payments here, but we do give you some guidance. So choose a plan. Let's just say that they choose 1 month for this. So what this basically tells you, and this is 100% up to you what you do with this. You can have any kind of policies you want, but this is going to say that their new expiration date by default would be 1/22. Now you can change that if you want to give them an extra 10 days, do whatever you want. It says you should collect $30 and there's no credit back to them. So again, you finalize that change, and now this person has a different membership level. Now, if you want, you can come in here and you can, if we go back and we give them a year, what it tells us is that the plan will be novice and their new expiration date will be 2021, and it's going to automatically add a year to the end of that other one. So again, you can tinker with this however you want to. It's going to break down all the math of how much you should owe them if they go from a more expensive plan to a less expensive plan. All that stuff is included, but it's totally for you to do whatever you want with. So we're going to go back to the dashboard. We're going to go back to the membership manager, and we're going to enable this, allowing them to have payments. So the first problem we're going to have is that we don't have any active payment plans. So if I were to come here, I can manage the membership, but you're going to get all these errors here because there's no way for them to manage payments. So in order to do that, you're going to want to go to your plugins, and you're going to want to enable the payments plugin. And so when we do that, now we can come here to payments, and by default, there are 2 payment options, and we're going to be adding more over time as this gets out. But we have send a check, which is really more about, it's not necessarily about sending in a check. You may accept payments as a check, but really it's a good way to test all these things without having to put in credit card information. Or if you have Stripe, then that's fine. You can see those keys, they're public. But anyway, if you have Stripe, then you can use Stripe. So by default, we're just going to go ahead and enable check, and we're going to update these settings. So now accepting a check is enabled because I don't want to go through entering all these Stripe options. So we're going to go back to my account page, and now when I click manage membership, I have the ability to choose a level, and I'm going to choose novice, and then I'm going to choose this amount, and the only option I have is to pay by check because that's the only one that's enabled. And I'm going to select the plan, and then it says please mail a check to, and the way this is set, if you go to, let me get to that plugin for a second, payments assets. All right, so if you come over here to your payments plugin, UserSpice plugins, payments, there's one in here, there's a folder in here called assets. Each one of these is going to be an individual payment method. And in this situation, check has this little thing called custom instructions, and you can come in here and add whatever you want there for your custom instructions. But anyway, so please mail a check to this, and then by default, it's going to fill in my name since I'm logged in, and I submit the payment. My payment was successful because it's a check. Like, there's no way we can really check on that. And my membership will now expire in 2020. So now you can see from my account page, I have an active membership, and it is a membership plan of Novice, and that it expires 2020. One other thing I wanted to show you is that due to all the different policies you could possibly have as far as adding plans and removing plans and changing plans, you cannot do a plan change from the account page. And so I'll leave that up to you to code that if that's something you're interested in. But if I come here now, you can see that my only option is to extend the plan I have. So right now we expire in 2021 December. If I come in here and add 30 more days, then I can submit my payment, and it's going to be 2021 January. And so all you can do from your account page, if you have an active plan, is to extend the plan, not change it. And one final thing to show you on the on the membership plan itself is you can see that when I go to user management and I look at admin, I have been given the Novice permission because I added that plan to my account. So it's pretty cool. So one other thing we'll take a look at is we will go to the payments plugin just to show you how this works. And we're going to enable both Stripe and check. Now, obviously Stripe isn't going to work because I haven't put the settings in. But if I come down here and go to my account page and I manage my membership, I can choose my plan. Let's add a month. And now I can drop this down to Stripe, select the plan, and the form is automatically put in for my credit card. Now there might have to be some tweaking done to get this working finally, but it should work pretty well in general, and you just automatically have this go straight to your Stripe account, and if the payment passes, then it'll show up. If it doesn't, then they'll get redirected back here. So another thing to show you is in the payments now, you'll be able to see, as I've played around with it, you'll be able to see the different payments that I made. Now this is in cents. And this is a little weird, but some of these plugins use cents and some of them use dollars. So this is actually $3 and this is $100. So I'm going to be tweaking exactly how we record that. But all the things are recorded here. It tells you that this is from the account page and that it did not fail and all that stuff. So these plugins will keep developing, but there's some progress. So the next thing I want to show you is the store, and I'm going to keep this relatively basic, but the store is meant to be a simple store that will get you going. It's not made to be your dream store, and I talk about that in the documentation, but this is a basic cart and everything to get you going. As a plugin developer or somebody who's doing this, I know that pretty much no matter what I develop, you're going to want something else, and so I didn't take the time to make the perfect store, but I did make a decent store. And so all of these pages that come with the store can be accessed by people other than just the default admin. You can add these as permission levels to other people. But what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, make a category for our store. Let's make two. We're going to make hats, and we're not going to disable it. Oh, I already had hats. I forgot I had that. All right, so let me edit that. Let's call this one shirts. Okay, so we have hats and shirts. And now if we come here to, I might even have some inventory from playing around with it. But if I come back to the control panel, let's get back there, manage my inventory. You can see that I have, let's see what I have right now in here. So I have hats. I have an Eagles hat and a Phillies hat. And these are the prices. These are how many I have on hand, whether it's digital or not. The digital thing matters primarily right now for inventory. If it's digital, you can have kind of an unlimited amount of them. But let's go ahead and add another one just so you can walk through that. We're going to add a shirt, and we're going to call it a Hawaiian shirt, and we're going to say short sleeve orange, whatever. Okay, and that will be $49.99, and we have 100 of them on hand. This is not a digital item. It's not disabled. So once we have this, then you can actually come in here and edit your inventory, and I'm going to grab some pictures. Okay, so I just grabbed a few random pictures to play with, but so now we have our inventory list, and what you can do is you can come in here and you can drag up to 10 pictures at a time. And I'm just going to drag some random photos there, and now you'll see that all of these photos have been given random file names, uploaded, and attached to this image. And you can do the same thing with your categories. We can come back here, we can add just a single picture to this one, and now let's go ahead, let's get the other one, since the other one's lonely without a picture. Nope, that one had one. This one, okay, that doesn't have any pictures, so let's go with this and this, just two random pictures. Great, so now everything has pictures. We can go to the category manager, and we can, if we edit this category, hats, we can also add a picture there, and we can do the same thing for shirts. Let's add the picture of the glue gun. So we have our categories and all that stuff. They all have pictures. We can also do subcategories where you can do hats fitted and hats this or hats that. That's totally up to you. So we'll go back to the dashboard. One of the things I mentioned in the documentation, which since we're talking about documentation, there is important documentation here, is that I did not create menus for a bunch of these things because I want you to line out the store the way you want it to. And so I'm going to go to important settings, and you need to put in these paths for your domains and stuff so that the payment gateways can reach the right place. Right now, the only payment option we've set up for the store is check, and so you could also do Stripe since that's in there. We're not going to set that up. Now, if you noticed on the payment plugin or on the membership plugin, when I did Stripe, it said Stripe, but the store has the option to call Stripe credit card, and so I'll just go ahead and add this. So now when you do Stripe, it actually says credit card on the front end, and so we're going to make, all right, so Stripe is the default, but that's fine. So now let's go to the store, and you can have the store automatically close. You can view your orders. You can search your orders, all that stuff. But we're going to go to the demo store, and now you can see I didn't do any work on this, but you've got hats, and I can add 2 of these to the cart and 3 of these to the cart, and I can check out. In order to check out, I need to select my payment method, which we will do check. And then I'm told to mail a check to that same address. My full name is this. This is my email address. This is my phone. And I could submit the payment. And my order was successful. I don't have anything in my cart, so I can go back and order some more stuff. And then when you come back here to the dashboard and you go to the store, you can view the order. Order 2 was placed. There's nothing to click on right now because the way the store is set up, but working on that, still in alpha. And then you can also go to the payments plugin, and when you go to the payments plugin, then you can see that extra order for the store is there, and it was checks, and I just have these are notes. So a little bit of work to be done still, but those are the basic things you need to know about these 3 plugins. All of them are available in Spice Shaker. Please fill them out, do some bug reports, and help me get these things out to everybody. Thanks for watching.